I'll tell you what, you put Chris out in the elements and he's having a great time. He loves the Fusions. I told you about that. And you know what my favorite part about that particular unit was? The way they sneak that storage in behind the entertainment center like that.
Yeah, I was eyeing everything about that because we have a toy hauler as well.
Exactly.
Love the side patio that that one has.
Yeah, and we're getting ready to jump into something that you know all about. We're going to jump into motorhomes over just under 30 feet or right around 30 feet. And my Class A is going to be 30 feet. And we were talking about getting into parks because some parks won't let the bigger, longer ones in for some reason. Why is that?
It's true. They don't have the space. Some of them don't. And like, especially when you get to places that take a while or you got to maneuver up in the mountains to get to, they don't have a lot of space to work with. 30 feet, though, is a money length. Like, with our 35-foot Class A that we had, there was maybe 2 national parks we couldn't get into. 30 feet, just fine.
Looking forward to that. Can't wait. We'll be jumping into that in a couple of weeks and hitting the highways and looking forward to seeing you out there as well. Almost 8 million strong so far on the national tour as we continue. And now let's take a look at one of my favorite vehicles of all time, the Thor Freedom Traveler. This is the A27. We're going to put Ian to work.
When we talk about motorhomes, one of the fastest growing segments are motorhomes right around 30 foot, and for good reason. You know, not everyone wants to drive around a 45-foot bus. Something a little bit smaller, a little bit easier to drive, but still enough room for several people. It's what a lot of people are looking for. And folks, this one right here has the capability to sleep 6. This is the Thor Freedom Traveler A27. And I really like the floor plan because you do get the big slide here, which really helps open space up. Plus, you get a slide-out bed, so you kind of get the walk-around bed in the back. Let's take a look right over to the side, right? Because they do some things in the A27 that make a lot of sense to me. One of them right here is the TV placement. One of the big issues a lot of times in a Class A, when you're talking about, you know, again, smaller, or not necessarily even a Class A, right? Any motorhome that's 30 feet or less, or right around there, maybe a little bit over, is you generally don't have a good viewing angle to the TV. But they did it here by putting it, you know, above the sink and right across from your sofa. So as you're sitting here, you can still watch TV, which is awesome, right? And I really like that. You know, now, not necessarily you can watch it while you're going down the road. There are ways to do it. You know, if you're, you know, running a generator and you have, you know, satellite or something like that, or probably the better bet is to get a 12-volt TV in here and then have the satellite system that is, you know, what they call an in-motion satellite, which, for the record, folks, if you ever need help on satellites, please, please, I highly recommend coming to a Camping World location. We have experts on hand that will walk you through exactly what you want because they are not all the same, right? And we'll make sure we get you the one that's set up, that's perfect for you. And something like this where you need in motion is very important because if you get one that doesn't have that capability, you're just wasting money. But with that, again, the TV's straight across. I love it. Comfortable spot there for riders to sit. You also see the backsplash underneath, you know, nice and decorative. You have kind of the upgraded countertop, right? Upgraded over T-mold. You don't have, you know, the T-mold popping out right here. And plus, you don't have to worry about water getting down in there, which I love. Double bowl stainless steel sink. You have the pull-out faucet, making it nice and easy to wash and rinse dishes. Taking a look right up top here, this is our main control panel. You will also see the control for the bed. Now, if you want to flip around for it, I want to show everyone this real quick. So a lot of people don't realize this, especially when they walk in, but this right here I love because this is actually a bed. And so all you have to do is touch the button right here. Oh, there we go. Just like that, you'll see the bed come on down. The neat thing about this is it has 500-pound weight capacity on here. So we're talking 2 adults can super easily and comfortably sleep up here. And, you know, that's going to be great for a couple different situations. Also, as a side note, when you do bring this down, make sure you bring your seats back. You don't want to have this come down on top of the seats because it will hit it, so just as a side note. But I really like this for 2 reasons. One, if you have additional guests, it's an easy bed. You can already put the sheets and bedding and everything on here, so it's already made. All I have to do is throw up a couple pillows, you know, get the ladder, climb up, you're good to go. The other thing I like is if you're in a spot where you can't open up slides. As I mentioned, this one has a slide-out bed. So if you can't open that up to get to the bed, you have another place to sleep. You can climb right up here. You're good to go. You know, you're secure. Again, you can't open up a slide, not a problem. You're good to go right here. I love this. And even if you don't think you will use this, the other thing I like about it is it might be perfect for someone else, right? So we're talking about resale down the road. Maybe someone wants the ability to easily sleep 4 in here. And again, you can sleep 6 because of the sofa and dinette, but that right there does make things super easy. I'll lift it up real quick here just so we can kind of take a look underneath while we're up there. One of the things I do want to show you is on the console, kind of on the left-hand side, you will see this one has electric auto level. So you can touch a button right there and the coach will level itself out. And that can be a pretty big deal when we're talking about easy setup time. You know, just being able to park, touch a button, have it do everything else for you is wonderful. You don't have to, you know, back it up and forth, worry about blocks, anything like that. This one is on the new Ford, it's the Ford chassis with the new engine in there, so you get some more torque, a little bit more power, which is always great, especially if you plan on doing any kind of hill climbing, you know, any kind of mountainous terrain. You'll definitely appreciate that extra torque. Nice big screen in the center dash, right? So it's easier to see. Another cool feature right over here, if you have someone, you know what, I'll sit up here and just kind of show you, is this pulls up and out and drops down. So I like it because it's elevated, and this is a perfect spot for a workstation. You have a computer, you have a tablet, you can sit right here. You know, as you're going down the road, if you want someone that works on the road, you have the ability to do that. You'll see a 12-volt plug there and there, as well as 120. So if you are at your destination, you know, you can plug into the 120, but again, you have the 12-volt capability. I think that's cool. Dropping down a couple things I want to talk about here as well. You'll see that this is a like a composite, right? Like a plastic composite. They didn't put carpet over it, and I really like that because it's easier to clean. It's not going to scuff up nearly as easy. Plenty of cup holders in here, some mats for, you know, if you need to throw your wallet or whatever else down there so it doesn't slip and slide. A spot for a table because both of these seats do swivel around. That's one of the things that people love about Class A's is you really get to fully utilize that whole space. That cab's not wasted. You know, flip those seats around, you're good to go. At night, you can drop that bed down, you get sleeping space. This whole thing, you know, even though, again, it's right on that 30-foot mark, provides a ton of space because of the versatility and the ability to use all that space in it. Good storage underneath, 3-burner cooktop of the oven, and additional storage underneath that oven, too. Of course, again, you have storage all the way across the top, microwave there, and Norcold fridge freezer combo. Open that guy up so you can take a look inside there. You definitely want to make sure you have some cold storage, and that is exactly what this provides. Coming in a little further, we'll open this up. This, of course, will be your wardrobe space, so you have plenty of space to hang your clothes. This is the table leg as well as that table we just talked about that goes right up front, and you will notice big drawers right there underneath. You have a privacy curtain here, so you can close this off. You will also notice you have a door, so you can close it off. Now, why would you have both? Well, pretty simple. If it's just the two of you and you want full privacy, you close the door, right? Close it off, boom, good to go. Or maybe you do have guests and you want to do it anyway because they're going to use the facility at the campground. But if you have guests and they need to be able to access the bathroom, this closes it off. So that's where the curtain comes in, because the curtain will go just around the bed here. Now, you can absolutely do both. If you want to do both, that's not a problem either. But that way, you know, again, guests can still make their way into the bathroom. And if you close the door, it may just, you know, if I was a guest and the door is closed, I'm not going to open it. If you come in a little bit further, again, so you have the slide-out queen bed, windows on both sides that open, so you get that cross ventilation. You have reading light, storage up top, USB ports. You know, pretty standard stuff, but the thing, again, I like is because it is a slide-out bed, it allows you to fully walk around. And if you want to watch TV at night, you'll see there's a TV right there at the foot of the bed. Right behind me is a window. This is an emergency exit. Hopefully you never have to use it, but in the event that you do, you know it's there. And then before we go in the bathroom, I just want to show you this big additional storage, which I absolutely love. So, you know, this is a versatile space. If you need more space for clothes, you know, use it for clothes. If you want a linen closet, use it for a linen closet. You know, because you have the wardrobe, you may not need the extra space there, so you get a good linen closet there. You know, grab a towel, come into the bathroom, good to go here. Porcelain bowl, and I also like the fact it's elevated a little bit, right? It's in the residential industry, we'd call it a high-rise toilet. You know, it's a little more, well, comes up a little bit higher, just like the name implies. It just makes it easier to get on and off the toilet. So, you know, if you're a little bit older, or, you know, maybe you just had a really hard leg day and it's hard to get up off the toilet, having the higher toilet makes it a little easier. Coming into the shower here, whoops, I'll take a step in. 6 foot tall, folks. You see I have plenty of room, especially with that skylight. It is a little far forward. I would have liked it just like an inch or two back, just because otherwise, you know, you kind of have to stand there to fully utilize the height. But even without, you know, you can still be 6'1", maybe 6'2", and not have to bend down in there, which is wonderful. The sink in here is stainless steel too, just so you know, so it's easy to clean, looks great. Now, take a quick look at this slide out before we head out. Storage all the way across the top. You want to talk about good additional storage, you can see that right there. You have speakers underneath, LED lights, couple of windows, of course, and cup holders, both behind the sofa and here in the dinette, because, you know, one of the big things about having a motorhome is the travel. And, you know, if you have a cup, you got a spot to put them so that we don't have to worry about anything spilling. Of course, naturally, you will have seat belts in both, so you can have legal riders. This is a dream-style dinette, so it's very simple and easy to drop down into a bed. Just flip a lever, push that down, good to go. And you will see some additional storage on both sides there. It's not super deep, but it is easy to get to. Now, if we take a look at the sofa, I'll just lift this up just to kind of show you underneath here. So you will also notice you have really good storage space underneath the Jackknife Sofa. That's space that oftentimes gets underutilized, but I always tell people, you know, one of the big advantages of having that Jackknife is getting that extra storage space. Make sure you utilize it. So we take a step outside here. A couple different things. So coming up front, of course, we have that big, beautiful windshield. You can see that right there, one piece. You know, if you've had a Class A in the past, maybe it's a little bit older, and you had like the H-frame, right, where you have the big pillar coming down the center. Most manufacturers have completely eliminated that. Now, this is a automotive style bond as well, which is a big deal. So if you're looking for something, you want to make sure rain's not going to come in there. You know, it's sealed very well. You can see the vents here in case it's cold, right? Making sure it's going to heat up the windshield. Your mirrors are where your side cameras are located. So that way, if you're putting on your blinker, you're able to check out those blind spots there. And as I mentioned, this one does have the newer Ford engine. Power awning with LED light, as you would expect. Outside TV, this is a great extra feature. Set up your chairs, boom, there you go. Everyone's watching TV, they're in a great mood. It is upfitted by MoreRide, which is a licensed upfitter. They do a great job. They do a lot of extra things for you, like computer balance your drive shaft to help take a lot of those vibrations out. And one of the other things you will see is you have larger I-beams in here. And what that does is it gives you this pass-through right up top. So if you have some longer items in there, like whether it's skis, pool noodles, whatever else you need, you can actually stick them in there. We'll open up this next one just because I want to show you again. So not only do you have that, your compartments will be lit and it's rotocast, so it cleans up very easily. Plus you'll see the drain right down below, so you can drain all the water out. Frameless windows on here. Your slide out has a slide out topper, so anything that falls, whether it's sticks, pine cones, whatever, when you push that slide in, everything will just fall right off nice and easily. See storage right back here. Rear mounted ladder, painted bumper. One of the big things I want to talk about is right underneath, folks. This one comes with a 8,000-pound hitch. Why is that a big deal? Because if you plan on towing a bigger tow vehicle behind you, this one has the capability to do it. Folks, this is the 2021 Thor Freedom Traveler A27. Total length on this one is 28 foot 5 inches. So again, under that 30-foot mark. If you're interested in this RV, text the word RV to 46642. Or if you're interested in any motorhome, folks, we have a ton coming straight from the factory. Factory fresh, just text the word fresh to 46642.
All right, guys, welcome back to the stage. We're going to be waiting just a second on Ian as he runs back in from that tour for us. Welcome, Ian.
Hey, everybody. All right. Hi, I'm Ian Baker. This is my good friend Sean from Flippin' Tilby's, and today we're going to talk to you about Good Sam ESP, or the extended service plan. This kind of goes above and beyond the manufacturer warranty that it comes with. Now, Sean, I know you've had some run-ins, a little bit of experience with some mechanical issues. I mean, tell me, how valuable is ESP?
Yeah, I mean, when you're looking at some of the bigger, more costly repairs with RVs, they're not covered by your warranty. They're not going to be covered by your manufacturer warranty. So the ESP is going to come in and take care of all those for you. And that's really, really big thing for not as, it's going to be a lot cheaper option than you're looking at if you were to pay for all those repairs yourself.
Absolutely. That's one of the things, right? So the extended service plan it's a type of insurance. And, you know, I always live by, I would rather have it and never need it than need it and not have it. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but a refrigerator to repair an RV is an over $2,000 expense. Chances are it's not going to happen in the 1 year that's covered by the manufacturer warranty.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have, you know, as we've discussed before, we've gone through many trailers, and even the new ones, you run into problems with them. One of our last trailers that we worked on was a 2018, and we had a problem with the fridge, so we're still working on that, figuring it out. And there's just nothing you can really do. You just gotta take it and roll with the punches and know that sometimes you're gonna have stuff covered and sometimes you're not.
Yeah. And that's, you know, when we talk about, you know, the coverage, right? That's obviously something we all want. We want that peace of mind. And when you go to sell the RV, the other great thing about the Good Sam Extended Service Plan is that is transferable to a new buyer. So someone that is looking to buy an RV, knowing that they will have that peace of mind right out of the gate, can definitely help your chances of selling that RV.
I think that's a huge thing, yeah. It's not everything is transferable these days. A lot of people want to offer stuff to the first buyer, the original buyer only, and to have something that is transferable. The other thing, you know, that I really like is you don't have to worry about out-of-pocket expenses. They're going to pay whatever location you want to take it to. You pick the location, you find somebody to fix it for you, and then they're going to pay directly to them. So you don't have to wait for any reimbursement.
And I'm actually glad you bring that up, Sean, because you're absolutely right. Because that can be another thing. You know, not all of us are able to, you know, shell out $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for that fix. So it's good to be able to have that coverage. You're not out the money anytime. The other thing I really like about it is the fact that you get to choose where you want to take it. You know, if you're not in, you know, where you bought it from, you know, for a lot of times, right, you get an extended warranty from a dealership. You have to go back to that dealership to have it covered. With the extended service plan, the Good Sam ESP plan, you can be in a completely different state and still be covered.
Which is quite a practical thing to talk about. When you're in an RV, you're not going to stay put. You're not going to stay in the same location all the time.
Right.
The reason we have these RVs is so we can travel with them. So having that coverage anywhere we go, that's a really, really comforting thing.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. So if you want to learn more about the Good Sam ESP plan, just go to goodsamesp.com.
A similar layout to the A27 we just saw, but in a Class C chassis and a few feet longer. Coming in at 32 foot 3 inches is the 2021 Forest River Forester 3011 DSF, technically, because this one is on the Ford chassis. Now, folks, this is a great floor plan, and as you'll see as we go through, you'll see some similarities that we saw in the Freedom Traveler. So that just kind of goes to show you that whether it's a Class A or Class C, there are some similarities in floor plans, but we'll also see a lot of differences. And that's not just going to be in the drivability and the storage, but also right here in the motorhome itself. Now, let's start actually on the countertops. What I want to show you is part of that extra length is right here in the massive countertop we get all the way through. So if you want something with a lot of prep space, this certainly has it. You also see wireless charging is in here, so you can just drop your phone right there. You know, nice and convenient. You don't have to have a bunch of cords hanging out. I know if you're like me, I hate having extra cords, so I love things like that. You will also see easy access to your trash can. So a couple different ways to do this. So you lift this off, you can throw trash right in there. If you want, well, no, I guess you can't on the inside, so I apologize. This one is only on the outside, but we'll see when we go out there. There's a TV. So you pull the TV out, and that's where the trash can will be. It'll be right behind it, so you can just take it out and empty it out. But if you need to get to it from inside, this will be the place to do it. Now, as you did see, though, there is storage down there. So you have space for spices, anything else that you want down there, and you will notice your drawers. So plenty of drawers here in the kitchen, as you saw, slow close drawers, right? So even though, you know, we're in a Class C, this one is a little, you know, it's a nicer Class C, right? It's definitely going to be a step up from your entry-level Class C, so you start to get nicer amenities like your slow close drawers, like your improved or your upgraded countertop here. Because with this countertop, it allows us to undermount the sink. You know, very similar like you would do in a solid surface. You also have sink top covers which make your countertop flush here, so you have that extra prep space. You get the high-rise pull-out faucet. You'll see 3-burner recessed cooktop with the glass cover. Underneath, in lieu of a standard oven, is your convection microwave oven. So that will be your microwave and your oven all in one. You know, I know that some people like it, some people don't like it, but the thing I like about convection is that it cooks quicker, right? It's easier to clean, and it runs off electric. I don't have to use any propane to run that, which I personally enjoy. You will also see right there is your TV, and that will be directly across from your sofa, a little bit higher than what we had in the Freedom Traveler, but it is still kind of a similar setup where they were able to mount that so it is directly across from your seating space. Storage all the way across the top here. You have like a little streamline hood there, very slimline hood with a light. If we take a look up top, AC unit there, of course that will be ducted all the way through our LED lights. A couple vents in the ceiling too. We'll have one right there, another one in the very back, and then this one here in the kitchen is a max air fan to really help move the air. So if you don't want to run the AC, open up some windows, fire that guy on, and you'll pull some serious air through here. Now, as we take a look at the refrigerator, you'll see this one goes from propane electric to the Magic Chef 12 volt. So we open that up, you can see that there. So this one will run off your batteries. You know, nice thing about this one is that it is condenser driven, so it does cool down a little bit quicker. But again, you have to have battery power. Now, you know, some people like it, some people don't. What I recommend with a 12 volt is, you know, make sure you're running some solar, right? So that way you're helping to recharge that battery. Making our way back a little bit further, brand new, right? A little bit tougher to open. We'll open this up. Pull that out just to kind of show you here. Big pantry space, a ton of storage in there. I absolutely love that. So for all your s'more fixins, you know, your oatmeal, breakfast cereals, whatever it may be, you have space for it. Now, another thing that's kind of make it or break it for a lot of people is this right here, and that is the bathroom. This is what we call a walk-through or a pass-through bathroom. The reason that it's, again, kind of controversial is because for someone to enter the bathroom, right, if someone's taking a shower, you just don't have a ton of privacy. The way you get privacy is by closing this door, but, you know, again, then nobody can come back through here. So the reason people kind of struggle with it sometimes is if you have guests and the guest is using the shower, you're locked out of your bedroom, right? You can't get to it. Now, that's not always the case. You know, for a Class C, there certainly are side aisle bathrooms, what they're called, where the whole bathroom is to one side. And if that's something you're interested in, what you'll want to do is text the word FRESH to 46642 and let our specialists help you. Because, folks, this is just one of over 20,000 pieces we have on the lot. We have over 80,000 pieces that are on order and coming in, and I guarantee one of those will have a Class C that you are going to want. Now, if you, let's say you're already looking at it. Let's say you're watching this, you just tuned in, and you're like, hey, you know, this is exactly what I was looking for. You know, I was just about to pull the trigger. I was just about to buy one. Folks, let me tell you something. We won't be beat. If you're out there shopping, you know, and maybe it's the Forester, maybe it's something else, we won't be beat on any deal. If you have a deal going and you think that, you know, maybe there's a little more room there, maybe we can get you a better deal, chances are we can. All you have to do is text the word BEAT, B-E-A-T, to 46642. And here's the cool thing. If we can't beat the deal, not only will you know that you got a great deal, but we'll even give you $1,000. So it's definitely a win-win situation for you. You can't lose in that. We want to make sure you're getting the best deal possible, and if we can't do it, you're going to be $1,000 richer. Come into the back bedroom, and as again, kind of like we had in the A27, you have a slide out here. That lets you get that walk-around bed. You know, smaller windows on both sides, but they are still there. And then right here in the back is the big window. MCD roller shades, by the way, too. Nice high-end shades in here. TV in the center, storage all around. I'll open this up for you so you can see you have wardrobe on both sides. And I like this too, right? Rather than having a bar, the reason I like this is when you put a hanger in there, it stays. You know, when you're traveling down the road, a lot of times if you have, you know, a bar, things will bounce, they'll start to move, they'll fall off. With that, you have a much better chance of everything staying right where you put it. As we head back out here, and just so you know, yeah, watch that step. Just so you know, right in here, folks, is your toilet and then your sink. A little bit of storage will be in there as well, plus a vent fan for obvious reasons. Another difference we talk about, right, when we're talking Class A to Class C, a lot of times you'll have steps in a Class C, right? You see I step down here, I also step down into the cab. Most of the times in Class A's, it will eliminate that step. Right over here in the off-camp side is the majority of our seating. Big U-dinette. That does drop down into a bed. You can see a cushion underneath there to help with your sleeping. And then when we pull this out, again, kind of same thing, but this one is a much larger larger storage space in there. 3 seat belts. You have one on each side plus one in the back. Cup holders in the corner. You know, they should work fairly well. I wouldn't trust it if you don't have a, a lid on it, but you do have the cup holders right there. Storage all across the top, and this is a big deal, right? When I open this up, hidden hinges, right? Excellent high-quality construction hinges that they've used in here. I personally really like that, and again, because it's easy one-hand operation, it's a little bit higher. That does make it simple to access anything in there, and this whole thing runs through, same on the other side, so big storage all throughout. And then here is the sofa. Kind of something that's cool about this, it has a drop-down armrest / cup holder, so you can quickly turn this into theater seat. So if it's just two of you, you want to drop down, sit back and relax. You know, you can watch TV, or maybe, you know, you just have the door open. You want to watch what's going on out at the campsite. You know, you can do that too, just wave. Otherwise, you know, you're hanging out here nice and comfy. Up front, Ford chassis. Again, this one also has the newer Ford engine, so, you know, a little more torque there, which if you're not familiar, torque will help you not only tow things, but, you know, also help you get up to speed quicker, and if you're in any kind of mountainous terrain, will help you climb hills too. Up top is your other sleeping space. So this one is fixed, right? That's kind of one of the big things that designate the fact it's a Class C, is that you have the bed space right here over the cab, right? You have that nose that sticks out over the cab. And this is a permanent bed. You drop this down, you have that bed there, storage space up front, some cup holders, and kind of like we talked about in the Freedom Traveler, you know, if you're at a campsite or somewhere, wherever you may be, and you can't push the slides out, you can climb up there and be able to rest there for the night. As we make our way outside, couple of quick things I do want to point on. One right there, as soon as we walk in, is auto level control. That's a big deal on a Class C. A lot of times we don't get that. So you touch a button right here, you have auto level, and then your solar controller will be there as well. So, you know, that's, again, a great feature. It's not only, you know, you want solar because of that 12-volt fridge, the auto level, folks, touch a button, it does everything else for you. Oh my gosh, it just makes it so easy, so great. I'm telling you, you will love having it. Now, this particular model does have full body paint. That is an option. Full body paint, you know, to be quite honest, is not a cheap option. If it's something you're looking at, it is a little bit more expensive. But if you're looking, you know, to keep it for the long haul, I highly recommend full body paint. Not only is it gorgeous, but it will keep it looking gorgeous. You will get that shine, that luster, that beauty for years and years to come. You don't have to worry about decals peeling off or anything like that. You'll also see the front cap on the cab over, right? It's another sign that we're in a higher end Class C. And what the advantage of the front cap is it wraps around. Not only does this give you more insulation because, you know, there's a little air barrier in there, but more importantly, because it wraps around to the side, that driving rain as you're going down the road isn't getting into the seams, and so you know that that's gonna be nice and dry for you. You'll see up, actually, you know what, we'll get to that in a second. Let's go right here first. I wanna talk about the TV, right? So you have a TV, so it's nice and easy to watch. Storage down below, a couple of quick things. One, we talk about drivability. This one has Hellwig sway control, so that way as you're driving down the road, you won't get as much sway. And also, if we drop this down, I'll show you right here, you have the Ride Right air helper springs. Those are adjustable, making sure that you're gonna have excellent load equalization. Up top is that power awning with LED lights on there. But the last part I want to talk about when we talk about driving is this right here also has your Bilstein Shocks, and that's going to take out all those bumps and everything when you're going down the road, so it's nice and smooth. So that way you don't have to worry about your dishes and everything, you know, rattling around or falling out of cabinets, breaking. When you get to your destination, everything should be exactly where you put it. More storage in the back, including, take a look at this big storage space. Nice big storage for some of your larger items. Plus, as a 7,500-pound hitch back here with your 7-way, rear ladder to climb up onto the fiberglass roof. You have the slide-out topper on there, folks. This thing is ready to rock and roll. Beautiful Class C. This one is starting at $109.95 or $22 a day. Now, folks, if that's a little high for you, that's okay. We have other Class Cs that'll fit your budget. All you have to do is text the word RV to 46642, and our specialist will make sure you get the perfect RV for you, your family, and whoever else, so you can enjoy this beautiful country the safest way possible.
RVing is the best method of travel. It's easy, safe, fun, and affordable. Did you know you can get an RV that can be towed by your car or SUV and sleeps 5 for less than $5 a day? That's less than a foot-long sub or a fancy cup of coffee. See America for less. With over 35,000 RVs to choose from, we have an RV for every lifestyle and budget. Click, call, or visit Camping World or Gander RV and Outdoors today.
Every chef knows that travel and food go hand in hand. If you want to try new recipes, find the best restaurants, and discover amazing cuisines, then make Camping World the first stop on your culinary adventure. If you can make it in a kitchen, on a grill, or over a fire, then you can make it anywhere with your RV. Take your kitchen on the road with Camping World.